Yet again, a cyber fraud case. And, this time there is a romance angle to it. We often think cyber fraud is a technical issue, Prashant, but this case appears to be more about psychological manipulations. Have cyber criminals become better at exploiting trust than technology? This is, it's definitely not a new case for you, maybe, but for the viewers to understand.
See, cybercrime has no longer remained technological crime. It is completely spear phishing oriented psychological crime. So it is social engineering crime. Rather, the word itself needs to be changed now from cybercrime to social engineering crime. It is first you lay a trap, then you put people into, psychologically exploit them, and then extract some money from them in different kinds of scams, whether you are increasing the money or you are doubling the money, or some things you are buying for them which are never given to them, etc. So psychologically it is easy to exploit now because AI enabled spear phishing can be easily done, and AI enabled psychological profiling can be easily done. So for judges, etc., it is very simple. When I suppose I feed 20 judgments of a judge to AI, then AI can actually make a psychological profile of a judge and give it to me. And then I can play, if I'm a psychological manipulator, I can easily play around with that judge and commit any kind of crimes, including cybercrime.
All right. No, but then, a judicial officer allegedly lost over 52 lakhs in an investment-linked a romance scam. Now, what does this tell us about how sophisticated these frauds have become? What is the modus operandi over here?
See, the modus operandi normally is on some apps like Tinder, Bumble, or for that matter, matrimonial apps. It's not only dating apps, but even on matrimonial apps, they will the person, the accused will always take a picture of a person whom the person may like. For example, if the person opposite is judge or a judicial officer, I may take a higher up post in judiciary or a higher up post in somewhere related to me. Or suppose a person is working in ITA, like if a person is working for airline ticketing, I may become a pilot, because then pilot is the best thing they would like to marry with and or date with. And then, it is just a photograph. The whole responsibility lies with also this dating apps and matrimonial apps to do a proper KYC, which is not happening. Our KYC rules for this matrimonial websites and the dating websites are pretty poor. And if they fault on KYC or in matrimonial apps or dating apps, no successful prosecution has been done till today. Hence, the deterrence is not created. Hence, these fraudsters, these accused people, they have made this as a business. And I'm 100% sure this person on the Tinder app, the fraudster, he may exist in 10 other apps, 10 different apps, and he may have 10 other victims to, who he may have lured to paying the money. This is a part of investigation. So you see, he has gone for bail, etc. So he has money, he has lawyers at disposal. So it is not a normal person trying to do this. It is a person who is well intendedly to commit fraud has done this act of cybercrime.
Right. Fraudsters often spend weeks or months building trust before asking for money. Psychological tactics, I think I should just focus on this, because what's happening is the scamster is just observing the person, and as you rightly mentioned, they are trying to win them over. They are trying to be the best person that they want to be with, the victim want to be with, or maybe aspire the kind of relationship they want. So what are the informations even the victims, by default just land up giving, just because they are trying to create a relationship or a bond, or maybe the trust factor starts playing out?
See, as I told prior also,
Yeah.
a psychological profile is created. So
Okay.
when a profile is at my disposal, I know what are her or his weak points, strong points, what she likes, what she doesn't like, which god or which faith she belongs to or he belongs to, and if I say certain points, certain words, how it will trigger her or him. So you exploiting this weak psychological points, or if suppose he is greedy or she is greedy, then I'll pitch her investment thing. If she is more into God and faith, then I'll pitch her something about God and faith or some Baba, or is something like this. You know, if she's a senior citizen, then I can use a fear as a factor. So either fear is used or greed are exploited. There are two things. Fear and greed are two important vulnerabilities of human minds. They are exploited in such kind of cybercrimes.
From a victim's point of view, at what point should a person become suspicious when an online relationship starts involving investment discussions? What is happening is there are a lot of these online apps, which give you the amount of exposure that a person might not get in their real life. And it's all about that particular life stage when we are already engulfed with a lot of loneliness, or maybe, you are feeling a vacuum. So you are vulnerable. Now, how can one get suspicious, and what would be those red flags?
See, the red flags normally, see, they are very important. They are very expert in manipulating people. So the red flags normally come at the end when the person is completely psychologically submitted to the person. Hence, many of the people get entangled. Now, see, this is an educated person who is got entangled here, and I forget educated judicial officer, so and educated with law of knowledge. It is not non common man who has got entangled. So when do you get this red flags is when money is involved. See, one thing you have to be very careful: when any kind of money is demanded, you need to do a second investigation, or you need to do a recce on this person again, or confide with your guardian or your friend, so they can bring you, they can do some further research on the person and then come back to you. Third important, most important thing is, if you write an email or write a query to this such kind of apps or this admin of the app, you will come to know whether they have multiple accounts over there, from when they are existing on this app, and if there is some suspicious thing reported against this person. So many details you can come to know from this app also, or in general also, if this person has committed a fraud. If you do a Google recce on him or her, many a times you come to know. But the most important red flag is demand of money.
Exactly. I was just coming on to that because many investigations also over here, reveal the use of mule accounts and cryptocurrency. Why are these tools so attractive, to cyber criminals, and why are they being used?
See, mules are the target accounts where the money is taken. Okay, in this case, I suppose the money was taken in his account only. The accused, the fraudster, took money in his own account. But normally, when the larger cybercrime, the criminals, they take money in mule accounts. Mule accounts are basically people who give account for hire, whose bank accounts are used for parking the money taken from the victims of cybercrimes. Now, the biggest thing problem is when police investigate such kind of matter, they end up in catching the mule account holders. And this nowadays, I have seen strange thing happening. Like police have started making this mule account holders witnesses because they don't have money in their account, and they have sometimes they are promised that they'll get 10% or 10,000 rupees, but they are also not given that. The whole money gets withdrawn from this. So this mule account, the government is taking a lot of steps. RBI is taking a lot of steps, using AI to weed out again mule accounts. But again, greed is there also. I had handled a case where from Dombivli, one complete village was giving accounts for hire, and they were mule accounts for a complete big cybercrime gang. And they were so sophisticatedly done. they had an agent, and agent used to book this, take this account and promise them money. And you won't believe, even bankers were fall trap for this, and senior citizens had fallen trap for this. So it's a very deep. This is mule account is the biggest vehicle to commit fraud, and until and unless this mule accounts and fake SIM cards or burner phones, if they are not eliminated from the system, cybercrime will keep happening.
All right, so definitely a lot of other aspects, but whether it's a stock tip, a crypto opportunity, or an investment recommendation for someone you've met online, remember one simple rule: no legitimate investment requires blind trust. Your money deserves due diligence, not emotion-driven decisions. And with that, it's a wrap. Thank you so much, Prashant, for being on the show and helping our viewers with this. And for our viewers, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself and your money as well. Goodbye.